Hello, this is RICKY, the Android guy. Hey guys, so today we have a side-by-side comparison with the Acer A110 and the Samsung Galaxy Tab 2. Now, we're going to compare these two devices. They are about the same price point, can vary depending on where you buy them, but let's see what differences lie and which one's better for you. Now again, as I always explained before, we always do a category system simply for the fact that the categories that this one's in might be better for you, or the categories that this one's might be better for you. There is an overall winner every time, but make sure you understand, that it depends. Just because one wins doesn't mean it's the one you want. All right, let's fire these up and see how they are. Now, in terms of look and feel, let's first go over that. The Acer is a little bit heavier compared to the Samsung, but it also just feels a bit more cumbersome. It's a bit more square-like, as Samsung has been known to just have a little bit more of a curvature with their tablets, a lot lighter to hold, and just use with one hand. It just feels more comfortable. As where this one just definitely has the weight to it, more similar to like the Kindle Fire, in terms of it's just generic square rectangular shape, or square-like rectangular shape, I should say. But yeah, so it doesn't feel that good. Now, in terms of the backing, both are plastic on the back. And it's really just the Samsung that has a more polished feel to it, a lot more curves to allow for easier grip on all sides, whether you hold it horizontally or vertically. You can hold it either way and it just feels a lot better. So in terms of look and feel, Samsung will definitely take it there. Now in terms of web browsing, let's go ahead and see how they both do. So we are using the Chrome browser for both, just because now that both devices have Android 4.1, and just moving on, we want to use the Chrome browser. Now you can use lots of different ones, of course. And if you're going for HTML5, Dolphin Jetpack Beta is the fastest one out of those. If you just want, nothing plugin wise, Naked Browser is the best for that. Chrome, I would say, is the overall good one, and especially for just syncing up to Android's cloud system, you would want to use Chrome. Now, let me zoom in. And so you can see from this distance that neither one has the best screen resolutions. I believe they both are the same, which is 1024 by 624, I believe. I could be wrong, it could be 640 or something else. But it's around that. So neither has really the clearest, sharpest screen on the market with these two devices. And when we do pinch to zoom, and then double tap, so as we can see, the Acer tends to move a little bit faster in comparison to the Samsung overall. The Tegras have had always issues with web browsing, the Tegra 3s. That's why Tegra is making the new Tegra 4i to replace the Tegra 3 as the mid-range device now on their new models. So we'll be seeing less and less of the Tegra 3. However, I think it's just finally taken its toll that the Samsung is still a dual-core processor, unlike the new Note 8-inch, which will be a quad-core. So for web browsing overall, I would say the Acer just has a slight edge. Most of their actions are very similar, but just a little bit more fluid in the Acer overall. Now, in terms of music, both devices use different layouts. The Acer has one speaker at the top, whereas the Samsung has two stereo speakers at the bottom. So we will play both of the same song on each device and see how it goes. Okay.
Trying to keep us together. When all of the signs say that I should forget it. I wish you were the best I ever had. fight the tanks and drones and you being alone. I wish I never touched. I wish that I could stop loving you so much. Cause I'm the only one that's trying to keep us together. When all of the signs say that I should forget her. I wish you were the best I ever had.
So overall, we give it to the Acer. Both have about the same kind of loudness, but the Acer just sounds a little bit clearer in the end. Whereas Samsung sounds a little kind of like muffled towards the end. So overall, we will give the sound quality to the Acer. Now in terms of screen quality, let's go to some videos. Alright. Okay, we're going to bring that volume down. And let's turn off the lights for you guys so you get the best experience. And now let's play. Okay, so overall, hopefully you could see the clarity is about the same, to be honest, but really where it stands out is the colors don't look just neutral, they look really dull on the Acer, whereas the Samsung is a lot more vibrant. It just gives her a much richer movie watching experience. So overall, for movie watching, you will have a much better experience on the Samsung. Now, when it comes to cameras, it was a little bit of a toss-up, simply for this reason. So, the Acer and the Samsung both have a front camera. However, only the Samsung has a rear camera. So, when we went to our gallery, and we are showing, yes, okay. So with the same type of picture, in terms of these two photos, the Acer just is definitely a little bit sharper. You can see in the detail, just of a little goatee there, you know, you can definitely tell more detail on here than on there. Samsung definitely also made it a lot more vibrant, but unrealistically so. As where the Acer is really washed out, making me look like Ghost, and this makes me look like I have like a, you know, orange kind of tan. However, again, Samsung has two cameras. So on the second camera, we get a lot better result, a lot sharper, and just definitely a lot better quality. So overall, we will go with the Samsung. Not only because it has two cameras, but because obviously the rear camera is much superior. So the camera, we will go to the Samsung device. Now, in terms of gaming. Now, gaming is kind of tough, but overall, the Tegra 3 processor and graphics is going to be better. So neither of these devices I would really recommend for a gamer. For a gamer, I would more likely recommend the Nexus 7. If you are a gamer and you want a 7-inch tablet, that's the one I recommend more so. Simply because you get more storage. 16 or 32 is far better for a gamer. 8 gigs means that if you're installing high-end games, you'll only be able to install about 2 at a time, along with the rest of your apps. And no more than that. 8 gigs is just really small for a gaming tablet, so I wouldn't really recommend it. But overall, the gaming performance is going to be slightly better on the Acer A110. Now, in terms of battery life will definitely go to the Samsung. Two reasons why. The first one is the Acer does not do well on standby time. In standby time, your Acer will drain on you very, very quickly. Whereas on the Samsung, it will definitely stand the test of time and drain a lot less quickly compared to the Acer. However, when going on also just usage battery life, the Samsung definitely lasts longer, getting on average a full day usage, whereas the Acer definitely lasts less than half a day, I would say. It just really does not have the best battery life. In terms of extras was kind of interesting. So first of all, so in external extras, they both have a micro SD card slot. However, having the micro USB and the micro HDMI on the Acer for charging and for having the ability to connect to a TV more easily did outweigh the Samsung. Although the Samsung on its proprietary connector has enough power going out to be able to connect USB devices to it, such as the PS3 controller, such as an external hard drive. The Samsung has enough power going out, whereas the Acer does not. But having that proprietary connection, of course, does downgrade this one in terms of extras. Although you do also have an IR blaster, so the Samsung is a smart remote control, and you have Polaris Office. So you have a built-in Office program coming with it, which you do not with the Acer. And although Google Drive has a lot of benefits for it, which you can download for free on either one, Polaris Office is just a lot more polished. And until Quick Office becomes a standard for all Android devices since Google bought it, we do not know how long it'll take. Now, in price point's actually pretty interesting because they vary. Overall, you should be able to find this Acer now going for more close to $199, although it still is $229 at some areas. The Samsung is pretty much standard now at $199, even going sometimes for $179 now. So generally the Samsung will be winning on price just because I haven't seen the Acer go down less than $199 at any place, unless it possibly was a sale, but Samsung's kind of standard now at $179 at some places. So let's tally them up and let's see who won. Alright guys, so for look and feel, it will go to the Samsung. Samsung has the better look and feel and just pleasant to hold and lighter weight. In terms of web browsing, it will go to the Acer. This is a slight edge. Pretty much web browsing experience will be overall the same, but if you do tend to double tap, it tends to be just a little bit better with the Acer. In terms of music, the sound quality was just a little bit better on the Acer, just had a little bit less muffly compared to the Samsung. They both are pretty much just as loud as each other, but a little bit more clarity on the Acer. In terms of movies, it will go to the Samsung. Acer just has never had the best screen, and it definitely shows when you're watching a video that it just looks so dull and makes videos look more washed out than even neutral. In terms of camera quality, it will go to the Samsung, simply for having a front and a rear camera, and the rear one's obviously a much better quality. In terms of front, the Acer has a little bit better clarity, but overall I just have to give it to the Samsung for having two cameras. In terms of gaming, it will be the Acer. Although these devices do not have a lot of storage for high-end games, if you do want a game, it would go for the Acer just for that Tegra 3 processor and graphics card. In terms of battery life, it will go to the Samsung. Samsung just has the better battery life. Overall, whether you're using it or you're not using it, it will sustain battery life better. In terms of extras will go to the Acer. Just having the micro USB for charging is nice, as well as having the micro HDMI out is always a nice feature to have. In terms of price, it will go to the Samsung, just for it being more consistently lower price. Although these do sometimes match up at the $199 price point, Samsung has been seen definitely a lot more times as cheaper than $199 as the Acer has. So guys, tallying them all up, the Samsung takes it by 1. So Samsung in the end will be the better tablet for most users and the overall winner. If you have any questions about these two devices, feel free to ask and watch our other videos on their gaming performance as well as their benchmark scores. Thank you for watching. This has been RICKY, the Android Guy.